and welcome back to another episode on Let's Talk Football Careers with myself, Barry, and today's guest, Claus Lundekvam. How are you doing, Claus?
I'm very well, thank you, Barry. Yourself?
Yes, not too bad. Well, you're in Norway, I believe, eh?
I am, yeah. I am back where I grew up, really, on the little fishing island south of Bergen. I'm back with my parents, which I love. It's fantastic. Very quiet, but I love it.
Back where it all started. Well, as a summary, I've got here you were 22nd of February 1973. You're a centre back, 6'3" in height. You captained Brann, Southampton, and Norway, and you spent 12 years at Southampton playing with and pitting your wits against some of the top players in probably the world football at the time. You happy with that?
That's fantastic. Sounds amazing.
It's good when you hear it all written down.
Seems a long time ago.
Feel like a lifetime ago. But just going back to your youth, Claus, I believe you grew up as a Liverpool supporter. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah. My grandmother was born and raised in Liverpool, so that's why I supported Liverpool when I grew up.
Amazing. It just shows all the way back in. I mean, how when you were growing up as a young lad, how was your family support? And I believe you played junior football with a club called Austenvoll. Is that right?
Austenvoll, yeah. That's the area. That's the county where I live in. And obviously before that was a tiny team called Selbion, where I am today. Now, my childhood was like sort of normal, growing up in a small little place. I loved football from I was very young, 5, 6. So I walked around with the ball under my arm. But I think I benefited of being quite athletic in the way of I did a lot of other sports for quite a long time. I did athletics, swimming, martial arts for a long time. So I think my joints and growing up in this sort of area with the freedom we had of the nature around us and not any sort of artificial pitches they have today. We use sort of asphalt and stuff like that to train on, so it was totally different. But my childhood was safe, adventurous, and obviously I wanted to be a football star as a young kid.
Yeah. So I mean, you made the move to Brann. What age were you then? About 19, 20 when you first made your debut?
Yeah, I moved to Bergen, combined with football, Brann, Bergen, and school. I think I was 17 at the time.
Right.
So, and obviously that was a big step. But to get invited into the Team Brann academy at that time was a big thing. Yeah. Because then I was one of the 20 best sort of talents on the west coast of Norway.
Yeah. Can I ask you, was Tore André Flo in amongst that fold as well at the time?
He was. He's on a different side. He comes from Norway's longest fjord, Sognefjorden. So he's a bit further up north than where I come from. But we joined each other in Brann for quite a few months before I got signed by Southampton. And actually we had Tor André Flo and Egil Østenstad on trial, both of them. We signed Egil, and Tor André went to Chelsea a few weeks later.
That's right. I'm sure he held the record transfer in Scotland for a while as well. And both Egil and Torry both played up in Scotland as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So instantly, as soon as you've got yourself playing professional football, all these connections are starting to take place already. You'll notice that the more you played, obviously, the connections that you must have built up, eh?
Absolutely. The football world is like a big family, and we all sort of know each other. And when I meet up with former teammates from national side or Southampton or whatever, you sort of click straight away. It's fantastic.
It's brilliant. I mean, see the team that you were in with Brann, was that the team that participated in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup campaign? I think they got to like the quarter final or something, eh?
Yeah, I played in Europe with Brann 1 or 2 seasons before I left. But the year after I left to Southampton, Brann was in Europe and played Liverpool actually. And I don't know in which competition it was at that time, but they were in Europe on quite a high level at that time before I left. No, just after I left.
Yeah, I see that there. It was right. It said you made your debut in 1993, but I think it was the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup run. That was around about the season that you left. Just before that you left.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You left in September, I believe. So they might actually still been participating in Europe when you left. I think I might be round about then.
Yeah. No, that sounds about right.
So you signed with Southampton, and like you said, that was at the same time as Ego Ostenstad signed. Was it Graham Souness that signed you?
Yeah, it was Graham Souness who signed me. It was a bit surreal actually when he and Laurie McManamy came over to Bergen. I think it was the second time they flew over and watched us play a home game from Brann Bergen, and that second time they came, we met up in the fishing market that evening, and I signed my first 3 years for Southampton. It was amazing, just a boyhood dream going. Here I come.
And how was it? I mean, uprooting and leaving and moving over to South. I mean, you couldn't be any further down south, obviously in the UK. But I mean, how did you adapt at such a young age?
Well, it was a massive step. Obviously, I talk often about like the change and the sort of difference of going from a little fishing island to Brann Bergen, which is a similar city to Southampton in population. So that was a big step. But going from playing in the top league in Norway at the time, I think I was 22, 23. Taking in Premier League, it was completely different. It was so much. I remember my first game, Nottingham Forest at home at the Dell. We drew 2-2.
Yeah.
And seriously, sort of 10 minutes into the game, after I came over a Wednesday and made my debut on a Saturday, so I was chucked straight in by Graham Souness, and I loved it. But what hit me was just unbelievable. The pace of the game, the physicality and sort of tempo was completely a different level than what I was used to. And I was sort of been an attacking player all my life, and played in midfield for Brann most season until the last, when Halvard Thoresen, an old Norwegian international, actually sort of spotted me and said, you can have a great career as a centre half, and he made me into a centre half. It was only a year and a half before I actually came to Southampton.
It was just as well you made it as a centre half, because he would then be moved back to goalkeeper after that. So it was just as well you made it.
Yeah, but I had abilities on the ball, and I think Graham Souness was looking at a sort of modern centre half that sort of could play out of the back and be comfortable on the ball, and I was pretty quick. So that's what he bought. But what hit me when I made my debut and sort of saw the level that I needed to perform at Premier League was unbelievable. I never thought I would actually make it, but 12 and a half years later, I was still there.
And it was Souness that gave you the nickname Silky, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was many of the boys, but Souness was one of the first who actually used the name Silky. Yeah.
Brilliant. And then your debut, it was 2 each, you said. Was that Matt Letizia that scored the lead?
That's right. That's right, yeah.
How was that, making your debut? You must have been so nervous, but...
shit myself. Absolutely. Because I didn't know anything about sort of Southampton before I came. I've obviously heard of Matt Letizia, but about Southampton, about the town, and I knew it was a Premier League club, but sort of a struggling Premier League club. Obviously, my boyhood dream was coming true to play in the Premier League. But I was so determined to make it work and prove myself that I sort of gave everything, and I had to learn very fast to be able to keep my place in the team and sort of progress as fast as I could. So now it's a massive sort of difference in quality and what I was used to. Even though I was good with the ball, I would just flatten the first few times I received the ball. I was just run over. So I had to learn very quick. And actually, my second game was a floodlight game at Anfield on Tuesday night, and that was my club. So it's a very surreal feeling walking out there on as a player. You never walk alone, an unbelievable feeling. So, but here I was, 23 years old,
living the dream.
Yeah, prove myself.
See, Brett was telling me, he was talking about there was an assist that you gave him, and it was against Liverpool. I don't know if it was at Anfield or not, but I had a video of it, and you played a big long ball through. Brett took it away for Dieter Hamann, I believe it was.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember who
I don't remember, to be fair, but I had a few assists in my career, and 2 goals.
I know it took a while to get one. The first ones,
Well, yeah, it took about 5-6 years, I think.
Yeah.
Wolves mulling you away, and
it was Dave Jones that was in charge at the time, ironically, who came in next.
He was in charge of both of the games I scored in. Yeah.
Yep, and that was only 2 games that you scored in.
It was. Yeah, I'm on the exclusive list of players actually scoring more own goals than goals in the right way. So that's an exclusive list.
It's one to take anyway. You can put that up there beside the rest, I suppose. You maybe tuck it away a wee bit. But I mean, see some of the players that you came up against. I mean, I've heard you talk about Thierry Henry being your sort of toughest opponent and that. But I mean, can you just give me an idea of some of these players that you're playing against? I mean, how do you deal with these guys?
Well, you mentioned probably the best one I've sort of had the pleasure of meeting over the years. I was in the Premier League with Southampton. Thierry Henry on his day was nearly unplayable. He was so quick and he was so clever. So him and Thierry, now Dennis Bergkamp at the time, the invincible 2003 season, unbelievable. But I just feel the era I played from 96 to 2008 when I had to retire with my testimonial against Celtic, I just feel that era was magic in many ways, because you had so many star players in the top clubs at Chelsea with Drogba, Lampard, Terry, Gianfranco Sola, Torreon de Flo was there. So many iconic players. Manchester United with Scholes, with Andy Cole, Dwight York, Beckham.
Was Van Nistelrooy there around about that time as well?
Yeah, he came. And Solskjaer obviously came in there. So and then Arsenal, as we know, as I mentioned, and Liverpool with Owen and Robbie Fowler there's so many iconic players that you remember as I would say Premier League. Even though it's fantastic today, there were so many high-profile players at the time.
100%, yeah. And I mean, it's only now when you look back on it, you think I shared the field with him, and you know he's got wins with Southampton as well against the likes of Liverpool, Man United. I mean, it's only now
the big clubs hated to come down, especially play at the Dell, small sort of intimidating pitch. And we were straight in the faces, and they hated it. Man United, we beat 6-3 my first season in '96. Liverpool would beat, I think, 3 years running on the Dell. So that was a great atmosphere at the Dell. I loved it. It was so great to play there.
Yeah, it's brilliant times there. I mean, another player that I spoke to recently as well was James Beattie. He speaks so highly as well of Southampton. And I mean, Beats was a wee bit quieter though, I noticed. Brett Ormerod, he was brilliant. Couldn't have got a word in
Fantastic.
the
Fantastic. Those two together actually was fantastic. They were unbelievable. They worked so bloody hard, and that the best 2 years we had was probably under Gordon Strachan with two top 10 finishes, and FA Cup final. And Brett and James on up front was absolutely top class. They gave every defence a really hard time.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, in that game that you mentioned, the FA Cup, I'm sure James Beattie had a goal that was ruled offside, and right at the end, Brett had a chance as well. The Seaman, I think he touched it past the post or that, but I mean, that Arsenal team that you were playing, that was the invincible team pretty much, eh?
It was. Yeah, and I was unbelievable just to growing up watching English football and the sort of historic FA Cup. To be involved as a Norwegian to play Arsenal that day was on actually Norway's National Day, 17th of May 2003. It was just magic, and I will never forget it. Obviously, we lost 1-0. Like you said, we had a couple of chances at the end of the game. We could have changed it, but end of the day, Arsenal was unbelievably good. But what I remember, obviously, I should have been sent off after 30 seconds, water skiing behind Thierry Henry's shirt. But like I said, what I remember mostly was after the game, even though we lost, we played in yellow and blue, and half of the stadium was just staying behind for such a long time, and that was yellow and blue Southampton fans. I will never forget it, because that was sort of one of the proudest moments I had for the club, and it was a special moment for the supporters as well, and to be involved in that and seeing the supporters, how much it meant to them, was just unbelievable.
And it's only now when you get back to Southampton and that, and you still hear people talking about. Everybody goes on about it. You were part of a team, and I spoke to Lee Clark as well. He was part of the Newcastle team that missed out on the league just near the end, and he said that. He says we never actually won anything. He says it doesn't feel right taking all the accolades, but the impact that it had on the fans, it's memories for a lifetime. Eh?
Yeah, you do. And when I came to the club, obviously on paper we didn't have, maybe if you look at the Premier League squads we played against, we were sort of relegated stuff every year, but we had from the first second I came into the Southampton dressing room, we had a loyalty for each other, and sort of we were willing to go out there and die for each other. We had a unity that was incredibly strong, and we stayed up. We had so many great escapes. That was unbelievable. So and to actually be down there and fighting to stay up and actually make it, that we did every year. It's like winning the league at the time when you're there. So and like I said, we had a really, really good sort of squad of players that was really looking after each other.
Yeah, there was. I heard you mention earlier as well. There was 3 or 4 of the players, and you've been one of them that actually went on to have testimonials for playing like sort of one-man clubs, as it was.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. With Jason Dodd and Franny Benali, Letis, and I think Kevin Davis came after me, but. And that was special, extremely special for me as a Norwegian to be awarded a testimonial for a club you've been loyal to such a long time. It was a special night, a very special night.
Yeah, I mean, you had the potential chance to go to Newcastle, but you never went with that either. That was near the end of your career, near when you were 32, I heard.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the club refused to actually sell me, and I wasn't too keen at the time, because I was coming into the last years of my career, and I thought, like, sort of being in Southampton, and genuinely I love the town, I love the supporters, and I love playing every week, and and obviously Newcastle was a big team, but it came never into some serious talks.
No,
And
no, it was always,
today I'm very glad for that.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you went on to play over 400 games and 290 like games as captain as well. I mean, do you realise that achievement now when I put it out to you like that? I mean, it must be amazing to be thinking you started in Norway as a young lad to have that now on your CV.
Yeah, now when you mention it, it's actually now when you get a little bit older, and my mum and dad gave me a sort of a scrapbook every year for Christmas where they picked every sort of articles from newspapers, and sometimes I look through that and sort of remember and think about the great memories I've had with the club and all the great players I've managed to play against and play with. So now I'm incredibly proud of my career and what I've achieved. Such a long time, nearly 20 years on that level. What it requires of you, it's quite a lot. So
And does it take it out you now? Do you feel that? I mean, in the winter, do you feel a lot of aches and pains and that you've had loads of operations and that? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But you have to live with that. That's one of the things. Sort of you use your body 100% so many times during the week to perform Saturday at 3 o'clock, and it's probably not healthy, but you do it, and you do it for the supporters, and it's no better feeling to be involved in a hard game, taking 3 points coming into the dressing room and enjoy that with your teammates. It's no better feeling in the world.
No, it's amazing. But you got to experience this on international level as well. I mean, you made 40 caps for Norway, but I've got here you scored the country's 1,000th goal as well against Bosnia in 2002.
I did. Like I said, my goal scoring record was pretty poor. But I had 2 goals for Southampton and 2 goals for Norway. But that goal, the 1,000th goal for Norway, was obviously historic for being the number. But obviously, it was scored by the lower part of my stomach, so it got a lot of attention, that goal. But it's always going to be there in the books.
You couldn't make it up, eh? You really couldn't.
No, you couldn't.
The 1,000 cup was scored with a head, I suppose, so we'll not go there. But did you reach any major tournaments or play towards any major tournaments when you were playing with Norway? Because I couldn't find.
No, I didn't. But I had the chance to go to the Euros in 2000. That's actually the last time Norway went to a tournament. But I turned it down because of. I was fed up with the coach. He didn't pick me for the first squad early in the summer, and they picked up a few injuries, and I booked holidays and was going to my brother's wedding and stuff. And I was so fed up not being picked that I said no, I'm not turning up, and that was not going down very well with the FA in Norway. So I didn't play in any internationals for 3 years after that.
No, but I mean, it's just the way it panned out. I mean, you can't have any regrets when you've managed to play.
No, but that was my determination. I felt that I was good enough to be in that squad. But at the time, we had so many good centre halves with Ronny Johnsen and Henning Berg, and we played, first team football for Manchester United every week. So I couldn't argue. But there you go. There you go.
But am I right in saying your best defensive partner? I was asked this by somebody, and I actually looked. Was it Svensson? Yeah, that was your best defensive partner. If you could pick one to play alongside.
Yeah, it's Michael Killer Svensson. I would for sure say. Yeah, he's still a very good friend. Both him and Anders, great guys. But I think the years I had with Michael, unfortunately, Michael picked up a lot of injuries, but I think me and him fulfilled each other really well, and I loved playing alongside him. And he was, rock solid, rock solid.
Yeah. Could I see when I usually finish talking the playing career, Claus, I asked to name the best 11 that you played with. Would you be able to pick an 11 with yourself in it?
That would be a little bit on the spot.
I know, that's it. I guess this is the bit that gets you going.
Yeah, I would. I will go with Anthony Emmy in goal.
Yeah, popular choice.
My top man, Jason Dodd, right back. I love Dodd. He's an absolute. He was my captain for many, many years, and he kicked my ass so many times. So, but I love Dodd. He was a great reader of the game, and I picked me and Michael centre halves.
Yeah,
and probably Bridgie left back. Could have picked Franny as well, a club legend, and still a very good friend. But probably Bridgie at the time was a great player. And midfield, Matt Oakley. I loved Matt Oakley. He had so much ability. Not always getting it through in the matches, but he was an unbelievable talented player, Matthew Oakley. And we had a little player called Berkovic. Remember El Berkovic? Israeli player.
Didn't he?
I loved him as well. But there's so many to pick from, and James Beattie will be in the team. Matt Lettice will be obviously in the team.
Marsden.
Yeah, I can't remember. This is if you've given me a little bit of time, I would have picked one, but
Don't worry, anybody that you miss out, your phone will be going shortly after I've uploaded.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that.
Brett will be going off his head. It's good the way. But you got a message for the Southampton fans just as we round up your playing career then, Claus?
Obviously Southampton is going to be in my heart for the rest of my life. I've spent 14 years over there, and I still miss it in so many ways. Southampton as a city, the supporters was unbelievable to me for all the years I was there. So it's always going to be a special place in my heart. And I just hope they can find some consistency now and sort of strive back to the Premier League where they belong. The club belongs in the Premier League. I just feel that it's been a roller coaster the last few years. They need consistency now, and hopefully we can find some goal scorers and some good centre halves, and we can strive on.
Yeah, definitely. And I think they're in good hands as well with Will Still there as well.
I think he's a good man. He's a
really
good man.
Take the club in the right direction, eh? But so that's your playing career rounded up right now. I've asked this question a lot of times, right? And I'm really hoping you could tell me your story, eh? But I know what happened here. But when you finished playing football, I've asked so many football players, what do you do? How do you cope with this, and how difficult is it, and what support have you got there, and all the changes in your life after you finished playing football? Could you please tell us your story? Just tell us a little bit into what happened and how you've sort of helped yourself after it, please.
Yeah, sure. I've been very, very open and honest about my struggles after my career. I've written a book about, obviously, my career and how proud I am of achieving what I've achieved. But like I said, I think the biggest achievement for me is actually being alive today and talking to you about my experience of going through the addiction hell, which I did for many, many years. And I think retiring for me after 20 years, that night, 18th of July 2008, it just happened so incredibly quick that I lost control of purpose. I think the sadness of not waking up every morning, going into my teammates, the banter of the dressing room, and running out to 30 to 80,000 people every week was gone overnight. And I found that very difficult. I spiral into more and more of depression that I couldn't really shake off. I took my drinking, my partying, and the weekend into more and more. And actually, from a testimonial, inside a year, I found myself in a hopeless situation. I was just paralyzed in a way that I needed to drink every day, all day, and eventually, obviously at the time, I went on a lot of medication, a lot of strong painkillers, sleeping pills, and a cocktail of shit, really. And I've actually found myself in a situation there. It was actually a matter of life and death quite quickly, and I couldn't shake off the sadness of losing the purpose of belonging. It's such a long story, Barry. I could go on and go on, and I'm just incredibly proud and lucky, and what I've been through, I don't wish on anyone, because it's such a incredible hard task to beat the addiction. And like I said, I've been clean and sober for many years now, and I couldn't be prouder, really. And to travel the country and speak about my childhood dream of playing Premier League football for 12 years, but also facing mental health issue with anxiety and depression, and a massive form of addiction is it's made a mark on me. But I think today I can sort of with a different perspective, I can sort of cancel it into positivity, and like I said, what I do today is travel the country, speak to young kids and school and football clubs around Norway, and with my openness and sort of honesty, it gives me a lot of meaning and purpose to actually do that, because I've been that football star, but also
you were told from such a young age, weren't you? From, sorry to interrupt, for maybe 12, 13, 14-year-old, you were told you're going to be amazing. This is what you're meant to do with your life. You go out, you see it all. You're in, and it stops.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And I think to actually have that status was working against me at the time, because I needed to break down that sort of ego. I needed to get to a place where I could found vulnerability of actually cry in front of my kids or cry in front of the people I love, because I was really stubborn. I was really trying to fight that I had control, but I didn't. And it took me a long time, many years, to actually learn and accept that I was a drug addict and I needed help. And it's been a roller coaster for many years. But like I said, it became at a certain point, it became very personal for me, and to actually be sober and clean for many years now, it's a massive achievement for me. Like I said, I was down and out. I didn't want to live. I've tried to kill myself twice.
Terrible.
And it's hell. It's hell. And I actually took my sort of professional eager into the life of addiction. So now I'm just incredibly proud of myself to be where I am today, and be honest and open about mental health and addiction, and speak about it to especially the youth today. It gives me a lot of meaning. So I'm very grateful.
And you're doing okay just now? You all right now? Yeah, cool. You're in a good place.
I'm in a very good place. I became a granddad for 7 months ago. I've never been closer to T and Kaya, my 2 girls, and my family. Like I said, I live back with my mum and dad most of the time, helping them out. Obviously, they've been getting old now. So, and I think for me, it's been a learning curve to accept everything that I've been through, and come to realization of learning to appreciate the small things in life, because I lived 20 years of sort of stretching after something new, something better all the time. And you're never going to be happy like that. So
and you've got to remember as well, you're been on this pedestal for such a young age, but you are only human, eh? I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to feel shit sometimes, you're going to feel elated, you're going to struggle to mix both emotions, eh?
Yeah, you're right, Barry. So I'm just to be able to do what I do today, and be very open and honest about my struggles is it's a privilege, and I'm so grateful, and gives me a lot of meaning and purpose to do what I do, and
that's been your destiny. That's been your destiny at the end of the day. You just didn't realise it when you finished football, and you had to make a lot of fucked up decisions to get there. But now you've got there. You know what I mean? You're in a better place, and this is your pathway now, and you're actually still captain, and yet you're giving back, eh?
Yeah, you're right. Making bad decision, I think we all do. It's how we get back up and treat ourselves and treat the surroundings again. We get stronger, and I feel lucky today.
Yeah, you're a good man. Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to chat with you, put your story out there. Your book, by the way, just before we head, I was wanting to ask your book as well. Could you tell us the title of your book, when it came out? You know, example of what's in it, obviously, as well.
Yeah, my book, I launched it in 2015, I think, but there was quite a few years. English publisher wanted to take it to England and translate it, but it never happened, unfortunately. I didn't have anything to do with it. I think it was down to money, so I couldn't control it. I would have loved all the Saints supporters to read it, because it's brutally honest book about my life from I was tiny little running around here. Obviously my Southampton days, but also very honest about my life as an addiction. So, there you go. It's just sad that Southampton won't be able to read it.
No, that's it.
But I need to learn Norwegian, obviously.
Nowadays we can fire it into Google and all that, and it'll sort it all out for us.
Yeah.
Definitely. But listen, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much, Claus, right? And I'm going to end it, right, on a simple 3 words: captain, leader, legend. Thanks so much.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.